Well, welcome everybody to the second period intermission. My name's Dave Burrows. No, it's not. And I'm here with my friend Jay Peckham.
It's
Anyway.
good to be back after a year away.
What's happening, Lee?
It's so great to see you
Well-
back here doing what you should be doing. I don't know if you're any good at it or not, but I know it makes you happy.
It certainly does. Yeah, no, I'm happy to be on this side of the grass and in this rink right now.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
I'm telling you, what a game!
what a
Holy
game.
Snap! And 7-1.
7-1.
Sarnia staying right now. The Windsor scored first. And it's been just a complete Sting show since then.
It's been amazing. And you know what? I came in here, I'm always Mr. Negative. I'm always thinking, how are we going to recreate the excitement that the Sarnia Sting gave us last year for almost an entire season? We lost a lot of, big names from this
names,
team
key players.
that made this team what it was last year.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, it's going to be another good Sting hockey year, but are we going to be able to recreate that magic that they had last year?
Without Voigt and Gaudreau and some of the other guys, yeah, absolutely. How are we going to do that? You're absolutely right. And I think the story of the team so far, really, honestly, is the young guys.
Oh, most definitely.
It's Lucas Fisher. It's
Doherty and
Doherty, yeah, absolutely. Doucette and
Doucette going in there. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty when he can get it done at both ends of the rink. When they want to start the rough stuff, he's not too scared to get in there and start throwing the body around. And he's shown that tonight, 7-1. One of those 7 came from him.
Yeah, absolutely. Dennis Lomanak, I think I wanted to say.
Oh yes,
Lomanak. He was. I think the story of the second period so far, honestly. This kid's got some talent. He's got some get up and go. He skates so smooth and strong. I think, he's been in the middle of a bunch of stuff, and I like it. And again, it's these young guys. We've got some really quite a young team, and I don't want to say shocked and surprised, but I love the way they have come together in the offseason, and we got a team.
Most definitely. I came in here with the whole attitude of hope for the best, expect the worst, and they've kind of surpassed any expectation I could have had for what they were going to come out with on the home opener here tonight at the Hive.
Certainly been a barn burner at the home opener for sure.
And speaking of Dennis Lomanak, you're absolutely right with everything he does is just silky smooth. That goal of his, it looks like he's been playing. He looks like a 10-year veteran out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's not put it. The goaltending for Windsor, these are some good goalies.
Most definitely.
They're not easy to solve, but we just seem to be picking them apart.
I think one of the biggest problems Windsor has right now is not so much their goaltending, but it's their defense. They're letting Sarnia just walk right in, and they're just getting these shots off with very little resistance coming from the Windsor Spitfires.
And I agree with you too, Lee. And I think the other part for me is honestly the neutral zone play has been really sort of rock solid. We're not letting Windsor get too deep on us at this point, and when we do, it doesn't take long for us to battle in the corners and bring it out. So I want to say I think their neutral zone play and the passing has been outstanding. Frankly, that was my biggest beef last season was passing, and this year they seem to have solved a lot of those issues.
A lot of that has come together, and you're right about in the neutral zone, even in their own zone. I don't think I've seen them play as well in their own zone, even at the heights of their glory that they did last year. The show they're putting on out there today, and they're playing against a very, very talented Windsor Spitfires team here. Windsor Spitfires has always been a top-tier team here in the OHL, and they've got nothing to put up against the Sarnia Sting tonight.
And Dave and I were talking about this because, it did not seem to you too that, almost every OHL team has been decimated by the NHL this year. It really looks like, we've lost some key players. Windsor lost a bunch.
Yeah.
The Knights lost a few and stuff like that. So now we have this young team, but my God, the talent out there is just, it's blowing me away. But anyway, 7-1, it's easy to blow away. Did you happen to see the shot clock? Dave, did you see the shot clock at all? Because I don't know. I think it's close, but we're, 25-25.
Oh,
So
yeah.
our producer Dave Burrows saying 25-25, or at least pretty close
Our
to that.
producer, we're on like a good high professional type
Absolutely.
thing right now.
Look
here.
at he's sneaking in.
Producer Dave.
Producer Dave. I can't believe he let us just go
I'm
with
surprised
this.
myself. Like somebody's got to rein this stuff in, and I don't think it's going to be either one of us. But
Yeah, no, fair
I mean,
enough.
we've said 7-1 so many times so far, and let's talk about the travesty that is. It should be 8-1.
Yeah, it should be.
That
Absolutely.
that is one of the dumbest rules in hockey, the ability to go back and review an offside that really didn't have a whole lot to do with the outcome of that play.
No, not at all.
Calls get missed out there, penalties get missed, even sometimes goals get missed. The calls don't get made, and they just move on with the game. But an offside can get reviewed that had nothing to do with it?
Let me be clear. Are you saying that the refereeing may not be above par?
I'm not saying the referee. I'm saying the rule, the fact that they can go back and review something that honestly had nothing to do with the outcome of that puck going in the net is one of the dumbest rules ever.
Fair enough. But anyway, it didn't work in our favor, but you're right. It should have been 8-1. And away we go. Anyway, so what do you think the key to the third period is going to be? I mean, we're seriously in a runaway train right now, which is a really good feeling from a
Most definitely, I'm loving it.
perspective. But what do you think this thing's got to do in the third period to keep us on top?
If they've got the energy left to do another 20 minutes of what they've been doing, keep the pedal down. Go for it. Yeah. But that's the thing. I remember this thing having a problem with that in the early part of the season last year.
Yeah.
They gassed themselves out pretty bad in the first 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think there was a lot of games that were lost for the Sting in the first part of the year in the third period because they had nothing left in the tank.
Yep.
And then they kind of worked on that, and then the later part of the season, they were doing better. They weren't going full bore all out there in the first couple of periods. They really kind of held back in the second a lot. But like you said, young team, a lot of energy.
Yep.
If they can keep that going, if they've got the energy, keep the pedal down. Let's make this a double-digit game. Let's come out and show the OHL, every team that we're going to be playing this season in the OHL, just what they're going to have to contend with.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never been a fan of taking the pedal off if there's any gas left in the tank. If they keep on the offensive the way they're doing it right now, I think they're going to keep Windsor on their heels, and I think that bodes well for the Sting.
I think so too.
In the third
I'm not
period.
seeing any of them breathing heavy out there or like dragging their butt on their way back to the bench between plays. It's a high energy team. I think we're going to see some good things.
Yep.
I think we're going to see a lot of the same in the third period than what we saw in the first and the second.
Yeah, and I mean, let's hope that this kind of energy keeps up with in terms of the season as well. Because Windsor, I know they are struggling a little bit with players. They didn't have a lot return. Some of their key players from last season. So I know they're a little bit behind the 8 ball in terms of that. But and there are a lot tougher teams out there in the OHL this season. But I'm thinking the Knights always have a good team, and we've had our battles with Flint, but we managed to beat them in the preseason too.
Yeah,
so with the same kind of style of hockey. So I love it. I think that.
And I don't know if you saw the OHL. Prediction or their rankings for the top 16 in the OHL.
Yeah, we didn't make
Windsor
it.
Spitfires are up there nice and high. Sarnia Sting didn't even make the top 16.
No.
What are you thinking now, OHL?
Yeah, absolutely. What are you thinking? I love that. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. It's all about you. Anyway, I agree. I think we're going to have a great season. I'm seeing a lot of talent out there, and I think it's going to be awesome. So, anyway, we should probably wrap it up now. We're getting the big wrap it up from here from Dave Burrows. So, we'd like to, what am I trying to say here? Oh, yeah, wait, hang on, because there's going to be a post-game interview, is there, Dave? Yes, there's going to be a post-game interview, so tune in for that. And on behalf of Lee Bazeley, my buddy here, and Dave Burrows, the producer
Dave.
of the show, producer Dave, I'm Jay Peckham.
Before you send it away, Jay, just want to say, welcome back to the Hive.
Thanks, brother.
So good to have you back here where you belong.
100%.
Spouting off your opinions that nobody wants to hear. But no, it's great to have you back.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. Alrighty, on behalf of the show with Dave Burrows, go Sting, go!
Go Sting, go.